Winter time on the island of Sodor, all the engines were busy doing their jobs in preparation for the holiday. Whenever it snowed on the island, 3 engines would be able to do it. If it snowed, 3 engines would come and clear it. Polly, Deely and Nelly. Deely was the most powerful of the bunch, as he's been doing it the longest. Polly was Deely's brother and also one of the few girls on the island. Nelly is Polly's sister and Deely's sister. So the 3 of them are family together. And Nelly also has a sister called Nelly as well. And Polly has a sister named Polly. So it gets very confusing, but I'm not going to go into details. He was out one day taking the express. He loved taking the express because he got to see all the children's faces for Christmas. He loved it very much. He was pretty much the island Santa Claus if the island wasn't full of trains. He loved it very much. Went to the station. A bit delayed. Usually Deely was very good at being on time, but for some reason he was delayed. I said to Deely, "Deely, why are you late? I thought we have a schedule to keep. It's Christmas after all, so you can't just be dilly-dallying wherever you are." Sorry, sir, but I couldn't really do much about it as there was a snow drift on the line, and since I was pulling a passenger train, I can't exactly just go and get my snowplow and clear it. So I had to wait for an engine to come and clear it for me before I could get moving, so apologies about that. But at least I did get here on time, mostly, without any injuries, and the passengers are safe. Oh, that's true, Deely, but still, we have a schedule to keep. So please, in future, if there's a snow drift, just try and plow through it, even without your snowplow. Speaking of which, you need to go to the mainland, Deely. The engines over there have a bit of a shortage, so they're asking if you could go over there and help them a bit. We'd be fine here while you're over there, so don't you worry about that. Just one thing. Bring your snowplow with you, because apparently it's supposed to be very snowy over there. That's the mainland to see an engine. Ahoy there, matey! What are you doing here? Wait, are you the engine that the controller said sent to us? The engine that your controller sent for? What's your name? My name be Jeff. Actually, no, that's a lie. My name be Razor. The reason I said Jeff is because we have an engine here named Jeff, but that's not my name. My memory can sometimes be a bit misremembering, if that's a word. Anyway, if you want to go to the shed, just go down the line and to the side, and there's engine sheds there, and I think a few engines will be there. So it's nice to meet you, Deely. Anyway, I better get going before I get delayed on my trip. Deely arrived as the shed's tired. Hello, is this the engine shed? Ahoy, it is, matey. So, you must be Deely, the engine. We've heard a lot about you from Razor. Yeah, sorry about him, and also about some of our accents. They're the same because we were mostly built on the same factory, so apologies for that. No need to worry, I have a few engines at home that have much worse accents than yours. So, yeah, you don't actually have anything to worry about. You must be Deely. The mighty Deely that saved the Queen, the mighty Deely that was in Polly's promise, the mighty Deely that saved the... Wait, you saved the Queen? I did. Wait, how do you know that? I thought there wasn't any newspapers or anything that said I did. But there's a thing called word of mouth, Deely. You would be very good to remember that. For one, I don't know your name, so can you tell me? And secondly, don't be rude to me. My name is Daniel. My name is Marcus, or you can just call me Mark. Son, just so you know, we're all different. And sorry about us being red. And some of us. It's just, we're not exactly... Well, it was kind of a choice designed by Bristwell, so don't exactly blame us. So, sorry about that. One bit, you said your name was Sean, was it? Well, it's nice to meet all yous. Anyway, is it alright if I sleep here, or do I have to sleep somewhere else? Sleep here if you want, Deely. Speaking of which, if you want, you can stay here, but there is a separate shed just down the line in Sidon. You can sleep there if you want, but I'd recommend you'd sleep here just because most of us do sleep here whenever someone arrives. So it's your choice anyway. We're not going to hug you or hold you to you. Night, Deely. Station master had walked up to Deely. Deely, we need you to clear the snow. None of our engines are strong enough, and also they're stuck in the shed. Deely was tired, but he knew if he just left them, then Christmas would be ruined and people wouldn't be able to get home. So he kind of just went. The express was coming in fast. Deely had to get out of the way because he was clearing snow, but he had to just get out of the way before the express went smack them into him. Was in a siding after he had narrowly escaped being squashed by the express. His driver said, Deely, you're out of water, and also I think the reason you were struggling to clear the snow earlier is because your coal was bad. Pity, said Deely. I was really looking forward to Christmas. Is there any way we can kinda go for Christmas? Afraid not, says driver. There's no water towers near. And also, the nearest phone is a good while away, and we don't actually know where we are. And also, me and Joe are cold. John and Joe were Deely's driver. They missed their families. They were cold in Deely. Deely then said, perhaps there is food in my tender, so you can have a check. They looked in the tender and found it was empty. They had forgot to refill it, because they'd sometimes had a snack on Deely, but they'd forgot to refill it. Unfortunately, there's no food, Deely, for me and Joe, and we're cold. Why don't you two go to your families? I'll be fine. No, Deely, we're not leaving you. You're a part of our family. We're not leaving you. Soon they heard a whistle. Ooh. It was a dog. Oh, what's this poor doggy doing? He looks frightened. It was a Jack Russell. It looked frightened and scared, and it was very cold. Deely said, John, perhaps you can, keep it warm. They got the dog and brought him into Deely's cab and put their coats over him. Poor thing, must be freezing cold. Wonder if it's lost. Joe said, I bet it is. Poor thing doesn't know what it's doing. Deely said, you two need to go to your families. I'll be fine here. Reluctantly, John and Joe went back and they got over Deely and they went away, hopefully, and look for a family. Deely was then left all alone, the blizzard cold and icy. He then fell asleep. Worried for Deely. He hasn't come back yet. He usually never stays out this long. I wonder if he's alright. Back over on the island, Polly had just arrived at the station. Sir, Sir Topham. Yes, Polly, what is it? Have you noticed that Deely hasn't arrived back from the mainland? He said he'd arrived back by now. You're right, Polly, he hasn't. But I'm sure he's alright. I'm sure it's just a bit of traffic or whatever. Sir, Deely left yesterday. He should have been back this morning. Even if it was traffic, we would have got a notification, or, well, we would have got told. You're right. I don't know where he is, Polly, but I promise that he will be found, hopefully. He is missing. We need to go find him. Polly, we've a railway to run. It's near Christmas. We can't just go stop old things and just go looking for him. But he's my brother. But your brother, I don't really care that he's missing. We have a railway to run. You're not controller, you're just a greedy fat man. Excuse me, Polly, I will have you sent to scrap. You wouldn't dare scrap one of your engines, especially not one of such importance to you. Both of them stared at each other, their eyes filled with fury. Polly wanted her brother back, but the fat controller wanted the railroad to run. They were both fuming at each other. Then a station master walked up. Excuse me, am I interrupting something? No, go ahead, I need something from this stupid engine. Oh, you call me a stupid engine, you're a dumb controller. Enough you two. You're both acting like children. Polly, I need you to take me to the sheds. There's something. I need you to take me to the sheds. One of the engines has been a baby and not coming out. Which engine is it? Asked the Fat Controller. I don't know, just one of them is refusing to come out of the sheds. This isn't over, Polly. Oh, I hope not, you fat hat. Enough, you two. Mother of mercy, how do you ever get along? Polly got to the sheds. She found that Nelly was stuck in them. Hey, Polly, I know it's kind of a bit of a baby of me to be stuck in these sheds, but I don't move. The Fat Controller stepped up Polly's cab. Nelly, why on earth are you stuck in the sheds and why aren't you coming down doing your work? Sir, Deelys missing. We can't exactly just do work without him because we don't exactly have the firepower or the strength. You listen here, you little shit. I'm your control and you go out of those sheds where you're being scrapped. Polly said, Sir, you need to calm down and have your chill pills. Otherwise, the police will come and arrest you. You don't listen. You don't talk to your control. That way you fat little engine. Polly was absolutely shocked. No one had called her fat. Luckily, Tracy had been nearby and she heard the thing. Sure, that's enough. Genuinely. Polly, you go and do your jobs. Nelly, you go out of shed before the Fat Controller scraps you. And also, sir, you need to go to your wife and taste her cooking. So you calm down, you little overgrown bean. That Deelys was gone, all the other engines had to take up his jobs, including Tracy, who had to take the express. Even though she was an express engine, she had to do her express plus Deelys, which wasn't very comfortable for her. And also, it just didn't also help that Tracy needed to go in for maintenance. So Tracy was really being pushed to her limits. Because if they didn't find Deelys soon, they would be down an engine, and then there would be trouble. She arrived at the station exhausted. Doing the express was tiring for her, especially that she needed maintenance. But the Fat Controller was there, and he said, Tracy, I know you've been carrying the express and Deelys' job since he's gone, but you're doing fantastic on it, and I'm getting a new engine to help with the load so you can go on for maintenance. I'm just sorry this had to occur now and not later on. I'm just sorry about that, Tracy. But there's nothing really I could do about it. Since Deelys' absence, well, lack of appearance has slowed the railway down. So I'm sorry about that. But the new engine should be arriving within the next few days. So once he arrives, you can go in for maintenance. The engine had arrived the following day. They had steamed into the station and just around the bend, and then he came with Thomas and his friends. Da, 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 da. He came and stopped at the station, somehow behind the coach. The next morning, after a bit of a snowstorm and blizzard, Deelys was staring deciding. He was cold. His driving fireman had gone to the families with the terrier. But then he was suddenly heard a snap. His boiler had started to crack, and if it broke, he would die. So he was now against the clock. Would the engines find him, or would he never be? Would he be found, or would he die? Only the engines could be his rescuers. His driver and fireman knew where he was, but they didn't know the exact location of where that siren was. The poor engine was alone. His boiler had cracked. If it broke, he would die. And now his life hung in the balance of life and death. He was on death's row. Polly was taking a special excursion tour the following day. After her heated argument with the controller, she was on an excursion tour. She was going around the island, and she grumbled to herself, Fuck controller, I miss. I wonder if Deelys is alright, I hope he is. But then she went to stop at a station to fill up. And then she found something in her corner. What's that? That looks like an engine. Her driver said. That looks like Deelys, Polly exclaimed. Driver, can you go see if it is, or if that's just a snow engine? Her driver got out of the cab and walked over to Deely. Well, the engine that looked like him. It is Deely, her driver exclaimed. He's frozen solid. Polly was absolutely shocked. The engine that was covered in snow and frozen was her brother. She rushed back to the station to grab the fat controller as fast as her little wheels could carry her. Rushed into the station as fast as she could, her wheels aching from the journey. Sir, I might have found Deely. The fat controller was talking to a station master. Hold on a sec. Polly, wait, did you just say you found Deely? Well, I think I did. He's frozen and solid on a siding. The fat controller was kind of shocked at that news. He didn't know if she was telling a lie or the truth. So you go... Right, I'll tell you what, Polly. Go take some wagons or flatbeds and see if it is Deely. Because right now I'm tired. I had an argument with my wife last night, so I'm kind of in a bad mood. And also I'm a bit hungover. So you go do that while I go and take a rest. Soon arrived at the siding where Deely was. He was frozen and tired. He was loaded up onto the flatbed and then Pi headed off for the works, carrying Deely behind her. Deely was heavy, but Polly knew if she gave up, Deely wouldn't survive. And so they went to the works. Her driver had actually rang ahead and said they might have found Deely, and so the works were ready for his arrival. They had brought him to the works and they had offloaded him. He had been in the works for a few days. His fire had been replaced with new coal. He had been given water. His coal had been replaced with good coal. His boiler had been fixed. His driver and firemen, Joe and John, had started to steam him up. They saw that Deely took a while to hold steam, but he had been frozen for a few days, so that didn't surprise him. And then Deely opened his eyes. Oh, fuck me. Everyone laughed. They said, okay, why am I in the works? Well, said John, you have been found, Deely. I have, haven't I? Yeah, I have. Am I dreaming? No, you're not dreaming. My head hurts like hell. I bet it does, Deely. I bet it does. Anyway, do you want to go for a run? I could use a good stretch after sitting on a siding. And so Deely went for a run around the island. His legs got stretched. He was happy. Everyone was happy. Polly was so glad to have a brother. Everyone was very happy. Deely had been fixed. He had been repaired. The island was back to normal. As for the fat controller, well, let's just say he wouldn't be seen for a few days, but that's a story for another day. And as I also said to everyone, if you've seen this, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching. This has been Deely's Deed, or the voice acting has been done by me. If I choose to do any music, might be music, or the voice actors by me, everything by me. So, just to say thank you all so much, and Happy New Year. This has been, Happy Christmas. This is the training is. I hope to see you again for a new story called Christmas Day. So, I want to wish you all a very Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see you again shortly. Bye!